The purpose of this movie is to show you how to use a countdown timer. We're going to create a rocket, make a rocket blast off after 10 seconds. So let's begin. Let's begin by inserting a font. Insert media element font. Let's find a font that you would like. Add the character set. Import the font. Let's create a text cast member that says Blast Off. Open up the text window. Now, make sure that you use the imported font. So, the imported font is the font that has the asterisk next to it. You can adjust your alignment and your size of your font right in this window, or you can use your text inspector. Let's go get that rocket now. I'm going to go to Chrome, because the nice part about Chrome is I have an Omnibox. Whoops, that's not Chrome. Here's Chrome. And in Chrome, I can type rocket in my Omnibox. And when I do so, you see a list of graphics, and this is the one that I want to use. Pick one that's going to shoot straight up. So you can pick any rocket that's going to shoot straight up. Notice all that you can choose from. This would be a good one. This would be a good one. There's a number of them that you can choose. That one would be nice. I've got mine. Where'd it go? So all you need to do is open up that picture and copy it and paste it into your cast. Go back to your cast and paste. Let's add the rocket to the stage. I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller. That's good. We need to now create a place where our timer is going to work. To do that, we can create a text cast member or a field. I'm going to do it with a field. The fields are located in your tools under Classic, so if you see the word default, be sure to change it to Classic. Let's go to our field button, and in our field button, let's draw a field. In this field, I want to use a timer with the hundredths. So I'm going to count to 10, so I need 2 digits, dot, 0, 0. If I want to change the look of my field, make sure that you have your slashes, highlight your text, and go into Text Inspector and choose the color that you would like to use. You can also choose the size and the alignment. Let's make that a little bit bigger. That's good for me. So I have my graphic and I have what will be used for my timer, to display my timer. So now we're ready to set up our scenes. I have my 2 elements in my first scene. I need to set up a second scene where it will actually say blast off. So up in my markers, I'm going to set this up. Let me make this a little bit bigger because I have animation that's going to be happening. So I'm going to go into frame 35 and I'm going to call this blast off. In this scene, I'm going to place my text. Now, in addition, I want to use the behavior typewriter effect. So I'm going to drag this out so it has some time to do the typewriter effect. Let's move the text onto the stage. Whoops, I don't want that keyframe. I'm going to remove that keyframe. Click on the entire sprite, position where you want the text to be located. Remember, I want to hold on current frame at the end of this scene. So let's go ahead, let's get that library open. Remember where that hold on current frame is located? Navigation. There it is. Let's place it at the end of the scene. So we have our marker at the beginning of the scene and our hold on current frame at the end of the scene. In addition, I want to apply that typewriter effect. So when it comes to this scene, I'm going to see each letter appear one at a time. That is located in my library under text. So let's go to text and go down to our list and look for typewriter effect. It's right at the bottom. Drag and drop that onto my scene. Notice when you have typewriter effect, I want it to start right away. I want it to appear a little bit faster than 1/4 of a second, so I'm going to just drag this down a little bit more. 15.15 is good. I don't have any sound happening here because I did not import any sound into my cast. If I imported sound into my cast, I would be able to see it in the drop-down list. And I would go with the default by playing the sound in Sound 0, so it doesn't conflict with anything else in my movie. I'm going to hit OK. So now, when I go to the beginning of this scene and play, notice that I see my typewriter effect, and I'm happy with that look. So we're now ready to work in our first scene. It's a countdown. So instead of using a hold on current frame, I want to count down from 10 and then go to the next scene. So I'm going to use that loop for X seconds. Remember where that was located? It was located in the same library as hold on current frame. So I'm going to go back to navigation, and you will notice that loop for X seconds is right below hold on current frame. Let's drag and drop that at the end of the scene. I want to loop over for after how many seconds? I don't want 30, I want 10. So let's bring this back so it reads 10 seconds. Notice that you can loop for more than just seconds. It could be ticks, which is a portion of a second, minutes, or hours. We're going to jump to blast off. Because I already typed blast off, notice that it appears. This is good. Hit OK. So when I rewind and play my movie, if I count 10, it's going to sit there, and then it's going to go to blast off. Let's wait a couple of seconds, and there it works. So far, so good. Now we simply have to get our countdown timer to work. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to apply a behavior to our rocket. So I'm back in the first scene. Click on the rocket. We want to look for a behavior that says slide in out. Remember that behavior from the beginning of the year? So let's go down to our library. That behavior was stored in Animation Automatic. Let's scroll down and look for the slide in out. There it is. Drag and drop that on the rocket. Now, what do we want to happen? We want it to count down, and then we want it to not slide in, but to slide out. In addition, where do we want it to slide out to? You have control here. So I want it to go off the top. So I'm going to click on the top. It's going to slide up to the top of the stage. Here is the one that you must change. When do I want it to do that? Do I want it to start automatically? Do I want it to wait when it's clicked? Or do I want it to wait for a message? I want it to wait for a message. So I'm going to go down and select message. But note that you can control when the object slides out. That might come in handy in one of your games. What time period do I want this to slide out? I think 2 seconds is a little bit too long. So I'm going to just speed this slide by just bringing this down a little bit. That's good. I'll keep it there. All right. And it's only going to slide once, so that would be 0. So I have now set up my slide. But now I need my timer to interact with my slide. So I'm good with this. Now I need to get my behavior for my timer. That is also located under text. So we've worked with the typewriter effect. Now we're going to look for the countdown timer. Let's click and drag this countdown timer onto my field. Now this is really important. When do I want this to happen? I want the event to be started with the first frame of the sprite. I'm working with seconds. I want to count down 10 seconds. But my smallest unit is not seconds. I'm not looking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I want the hundredths. So let me change seconds to hundredths. I'm not counting down by days or hours or minutes, but I am counting down by seconds. So I must make this, what am I counting down to? My 10 seconds. So let's bring this to 10. You can use these arrows or the slide. Now, remember when we used our behavior slide in and out? We said wait for the message. Well, here is the message. So yes, behaviors can link, and this is where we do it. Change the word none to M slide activate. I'm going to use a capital A because that's the lingo style. So it's M slide activate. Make sure you spell it right. And it's just saying, let the slide activate once the timer is up. You've now connected the two. So where do you send it? To all sprites. Do you want to broadcast the countdown time? Yes, we do. That's why we made the field. We're good to go. Let's see if it worked. Rewind. There's my countdown. I see my hundredths. My rocket is still in place. 2, 1, and blast off. You've just created a countdown timer. You may want to use this in your movie.